83 Quotes about winter storm. Best storm quotes. Winter storm quotes. A storm is a violent disturbance of the atmosphere with strong winds and usually rain, thunder, lightning, or snow. Storms have the potential to cause damage to life and property. Storms form when a center of low pressure develops with a system of high pressure surrounding it. This combination of opposing forces creates winds and results in the formation of cumulonimbus-like storm clouds. Small localized areas of low pressure can form from warm air rising from the warmer ground, resulting in smaller disturbances such as dust devils and tornadoes. Read here some best winter storm quotes. Quotes about winter storm. 1. Winter storms are worse, but autumns are more frequent. George R.R. Martin. 2. One joy of life in the north comes after a winter storm, when the sky, freed of its burden, has paled, and the glow of the unseen sun is everywhere reflected by the snow so that all things stand out sharp and clear. Karl Ove Knausgaard. 3. Don't sell the warmer for an air conditioner just because it's summer. 4. In winter, you will have to do the reverse. Ikechukwu is Waker. 4. It's the place of the story, beginning here, in the meadow of late summer flowers, thriving before the Atlantic storms drive wet and winter upon them all. Gregory Maguire. 5. Winter came and the city turned monochrome, black trees against the gray sky above white earth. Night now fell in mid-afternoon, especially when the snowstorms rolled in, boundless prairie storms that set the sky close to the ground, the city lights reflected against the clouds. Barack Obama. 6. Winter is coming, warned the stark words, and truly it had come to them with a vengeance. But it is high summer for House Lannister. So why am I so bloody cold? George R.R. Martin. 7. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that there was in me an invincible summer. Albert Camus. 8. Love comes and goes so fast. It comes like a tropical storm and it goes like the wind in winter. Aditya Rinaldi. 9. It was one of those March days when the sun shines hot and the wind blows cold, when it is summer in the light and winter in the shade. Charles Dickens. Best winter storm quotes. 10. No winter lasts forever, no spring skips its turn. Hal Borland. 11. Oh, wind, if winter comes, can spring be far behind? Percy Bysshe Shelley. 12. Laughter is the sun that drives winter from the human face. Victor Hugo. 13. People ask me what I do in winter when there's no baseball. I'll tell you what I do. I stare out the window and wait for spring. Rogers Hornsby. 14. You can't get too much winter in the winter. Robert Frost. 15. The pine stays green in winter, wisdom in hardship. Norman Douglas. 16. Age seemed to have come down on him as winter comes on the hills after a storm. Edith Wharton. 17. You're mortals storming the slaver den. Eric's tone was half amused, half approving. I'm hereby inviting myself on his incursion. Cressley Cole. 18. I'm building a grave for my heart, that it may rest. I spin a cocoon around myself, because everywhere it's winter, in blissful memories, I wrap myself against the storm. Friedrich Holderlin. 19. Theo was like a winter storm, beautiful and invigorating. His kisses were like snowflakes falling on my skin. Jacqueline Osborne. Short storm quotes. 20. The storms of life will pass in a moment, but the endurance inside of you will remain for a lifetime. Manuel Corazari. 21. Wisdom is the fire from the heart and the storm of spirit. Cameron Ison-Solly. 22. On the night when the moons are under the veil of a storm, a daughter to the crown shall be born. S.P. Jordans. 23. Take charge of the tide. Be current to change the course of the storm. Hiral Nagda. 24. If the storm had a conscience, it could not be a storm. Mehmet Murat Ilden. 25. My Aller is like the ocean in a storm. Patrick Rothfuss. 26. A big storm wouldn't be a big storm without some palm trees blowing around. A.D. Ollie Watt. 27. When the storm starts, there is nothing more humiliating than taking shelter in a port you once despised. Mehmet Murat Ilden. 28. Our roots become stronger under the wild winds of the storm. Manuel Corazari. 29. A person with storms inside does not feel the storm outside. Mehmet Murat Ilden. 30. If you want to see the sunshine, you have to weather the storm. Frank Lane. 31. There are some things you learn best in calm, and some in the storm. Willa Cather. 32. It is only in sorrow bad weather masters us. In joy, we face the storm and defy it. Amelia Barr. 33. The little reed, bending to the force of the wind, soon stood upright again when the storm had passed over. Aesop. Best quotes about storm. "34. They sicken of the calm who know the storm." Dorothy Parker. 35. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm's all about. Haruki Murakami. 36. There is peace even in the storm. Vincent van Gogh. 37. Birds sing after a storm. Why shouldn't people feel as free to delight in whatever sunlight remains to them? Rose Kennedy. 38. Old age is like a plane flying through a storm. Once you're aboard, there's nothing you can do. Golda Meir. 39. After every storm, the sun will smile. For every problem, there is a solution, and the soul's indefeasible duty is to be of good cheer. William R. Alger. 40. If you want to see the sunshine, you have to weather the storm. Frank Lane. 41. There are some things you learn best in calm, and some in the storm. Willa Cather. 42. The more violent the storm, the quicker it passes. Paulo Coelho. 43. Anger is like a storm rising up from the bottom of your consciousness. When you feel it coming, turn your focus to your breath. Thich Nhat Hanh. After the storm quotes. "44. Birds sing after a storm. Why shouldn't people feel as free to delight in whatever sunlight remains to them?" Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy. 45. After every storm, there is a rainbow. If you have eyes, you will find them. If you have wisdom, you will create it. If you have a love for yourself and others, you won't need it. Shannon L. Alder. 46. The melody faded like a rainbow after a storm, or like winds calming down at last, and what was left was calm, and possibility, and relief. Gregory Maguire. 47. You'll understand why storms are named after people. F. Scott Fitzgerald. 48. After a while, though the grief did not go away from us, it grew quiet. What had seemed a storm wailing through the entire darkness seemed to come in at last and lie down. Wendell Berry. 49. Never give up. Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. Jack Ma. 50. The evil that men do lives after them, the good is oft interred with their bones. William Shakespeare. 51. Guests, like fish, begin to smell after 3 days. Benjamin Franklin. 52. Perseverance is not a long race, it is many short races one after the other. Walter Elliott. 53. True love doesn't happen right away, it's an ever-growing process. It develops after you've gone through many ups and downs, when you've suffered together, cried together, laughed together. Ricardo Montalban. 54. Ghosts have a way of misleading you, they can make your thoughts as heavy as branches after a storm. Rebecca Maisel. Weathered the storm quotes. "55. I've stood the test of time, weathered a lot of storms, and hurdled a lot of obstacles." Genuine. 56. The ship of democracy, which has weathered all storms, may sink through the mutiny of those on board. Grover Cleveland. 57. We've weathered a few storms before, like when social networking was considered a fad. I think that we have a track record of being onto something big. Tyler Winklevoss. 58. Nothing is more beautiful than the love that has weathered the storms of life. The love of the young for the young, that is the beginning of life. But the love of the old for the old, that is the beginning of things longer. Jerome K. Jerome. 59. I always sort of swooned at the sight of the classic barn structures in central and northern Minnesota, where everything seemed rustic and weathered and made to age gracefully. Richard Dean Anderson. 60. It's weathered many a storm, but the British film industry is, thankfully, still afloat. Peter Capaldi. 61. Every conquering temptation represents a new fund of moral energy. Every trial endured and weathered in the right spirit makes a soul nobler and stronger than it was before. William Butler Yeats. 62. Here's to the pilot that weathered the storm. George Canning. 63. I have weathered many different storms, and I know who I am, and my friends know who I really am. Delta Goodrum. 64. The problem with having the name Wyeth is that immediately when people hear the name, they all of a sudden see weathered barns in a field or something. Jamie Wyeth. Calm before the storm quotes. 65. I somehow know it is the calm before the storm, but right now, Hardin is my anchor. I just pray that he doesn't pull me under. Anna Todd. 66. There was never an age considered old enough to know everything. The calm seas of hell were only a break before the next storm. Jackson Kidman. 67. Life was good. Everything was going right. It was almost scaring him because usually when things were going this well, it was the calm before the storm hit. Michelle Sutton. 68. Never be in a hurry, do everything quietly and in a calm spirit. Do not lose your inner peace for anything whatsoever, even if your whole world seems upset. St. Francis Delaware Sales. 69. Calm mind brings inner strength and self-confidence, so that's very important for good health. Dalai Lama. 70. Be like a duck. Calm on the surface, but always paddling like the Dickens underneath. Michael Caine. 71. Anyone can hold the helm when the sea is calm. Publilius Cyrus. 72. Right now I am trying to be in a place of calm, a place where I can chill out and then handle the chaos of life better. You don't just get it overnight, you have to work at it. It's a daily struggle. Jackie Harry. 73. Sometimes you can find peace of mind by transferring yourself to different situations. They're just reminders to stay calm. Eve Behar. Storm quotes about life. 74. You can dance in the storm. Don't wait for the rain to be over before, because it might take too long. You can do it now. Wherever you are, right now, you can start, right now, this very moment. Israel Moore Ivor. 75. Given a choice between my life and yours, I will choose mine. Every time. Without hesitation. Ray Carson. 76. Clouds, leaves, soil, and wind all offer themselves as signals of changes in the weather. However, not all the storms of life can be predicted. David Peterson. 77. Reading is not life. Reading is creating life in your head. And that can only help you so much in a storm. David Leviathan. 78. It takes a real storm in the average person's life to make him realize how much worrying he has done over the squalls. Bruce Barton. 79. A woman of God is never afraid of any storm. She understands that the God she serves will calm the storm. Gift Gugu Mona. 80. If you're heading into a terrible storm, either you know something, you're so sure of yourself, or you don't know anything, you're walking hand in hand with your ignorance. Mehmet Murat Ilden. 81. Just before it seemed the storm would never pass, there was the sun, and all was good again. Wald Wasserman. 82. The sky is clear with the sunshine shining on everything. Within this light, I can feel the shroud of the coming storm fast approaching. Jazz Phelan. 83. If you have weathered even the fiercest storms in the past, still be vigilant, because the euphoria of victory is the source of many defeats. Mehmet Murat Ilden. I hope you liked the above winter storm quotes. Don't forget to mention the best line that you liked most from the above lines in the comment box below.